Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big pleasure to welcome you to our LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live today, this morning, tonight, depending on where you're located in this wonderful world. And my name is Alexander Zeltov. I'm the CEO and founder at Educate Online. And it's a big pleasure to introduce you to our dear student, Marina, who has been with us for many years. And I love speaking to students. I love to see their paths moving forward because I've been an international student myself. And since we launched Educate Online as a team, we're always excited to help students achieve their best. And Marina is an excellent example of such a student who is now located in Canada. And yeah, Marina, welcome to the studio. It's a big
Thank
pleasure
you.
to have you here.
Thank you. Pleasure to talk to you as well.
Cheers.
So,
Maybe, yeah, you can start with a short introduction or not a short introduction, whichever way you see fit about yourself, and then we'll get going.
yeah, my name is Marina 10. I'm a third year finance student at York University, and I came to Canada in 2019, which is like 5 years already. Um, So it was a nice experience, and hopefully today it's going to be helpful for you to know a little bit more about Canada, Canadian education, Canadian work experience, and stuff like that. Hopefully today I'm going to be able to introduce you to Canada.
Wow, yeah, welcome to Canada. And I've seen that now it takes some time to get Canadian visas, but if you don't, if you don't need you don't need a visa to get a live story by online. And in some cases, to study online in Canadian schools, like some of the students do right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get going. I'll try to share a presentation just now, and I hope it's going to work beautifully. Yeah, because it's 1 second. Yeah, just a technical sort of thing that we gotta go through, and then we will be there. Okay, this is the one. All right, Marina, do you see the presentation?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, awesome. It's going to be in this format, and we see a beautiful picture of you here. Are you in Toronto in this picture?
Yeah, it's a financial district in Toronto.
Wow. So in 2019, you moved to Canada. What was your age back then? And then how many years did you study at high school level?
I was 15 years old when I moved to Canada, and I've been studying for 2 years in high school at Brimer College.
Mm-hmm. And 2019, you moved. Then COVID began, right?
Yeah.
So how what was it like? Did you study online from home back at the time, or how did you manage to sort of solve that challenge back then?
At first, I thought it's not gonna be a long thing, so I stayed. Everyone left, all of my friends left, so I stayed with my homestay mom. We were just chilling at home. She was super scared to get COVID, so she didn't allow me to go anywhere. But we did study online. It was fun at first because I was tired from going to school every day. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. and I got to sleep for a very long time when the COVID started. So I was like, I like it actually. But since there was like a lot of inconveniences related to COVID, I couldn't go out, I couldn't meet my friends, and online education was not actually my thing because I liked attending clubs in person, and I liked to talk to teachers in person. And so I suddenly decided to go back to my home country, which was even more challenging because of the time difference. It was like 10, 11 hours. So I was up studying till 4 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, it was such a hard time, but I genuinely enjoyed it because it was such a challenge that I still remember and I still can address right now in my resume. I write that like I'm stress resistant person right now. I've been through a lot of challenges, and I managed to graduate on time. I managed to get good marks, even though I was up at 5 a.m. So yeah, it was challenging but worth it.
Wow, wow, very well done to you for actually
Yeah,
achieving that.
thank you.
Because I know that back at the time, Braemar College is a great school uh, and a great school partner of ours in Toronto. And Braemar is one of the leading Canadian schools. Exactly, they're actually located where the University of Toronto is located, the best
Mhm.
university in Canada according to all the rankings currently. And yeah, what happened was that the school was actually teaching at the same hours as they were teaching before, right? So they were teaching
Yeah.
Canadian hours, like,
Mhm.
and then if you're somewhere else, you gotta stick to these hours. We've
Mhm.
managed to evolve since then because it was very early on. So both with Braemar and other schools now at Educate Online, students can join at a very convenient time, and kind of we offer both live lessons as well as platform study at a convenient time for the students. And we've learned a lot since then. At the same time, I'm just super amazed by the effort that you have put in and
Mhm.
the amazing heights that you managed to achieve since then. So very well done to you.
Thank you.
And yeah, I just have a couple of questions here. Here's basically a sneak peek of some of the questions and answers that we'll explore today. So you did the OSSD, which is the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. Basically, it's a high school diploma program from Canada. Um, so that's one part of what we are sort of doing. Then um, of course, you studied at Braemar, then you applied to university where you got a scholarship. We'll talk about that. And now the next steps, like looking at job opportunities and how it works from that angle, and maybe some tips, tricks, and understanding of how to crack the system and how to win the best possible kind of awards and scholarships at universities. So maybe we can go back a bit to the initial journey when you came to Canada. So you did 2 years worth of high school once you arrived in Canada. So mm, was it your idea or was it your parents' idea to actually come and study in Toronto back at the time?
I would say it was half and half. I wanted to go to the United States, but at a time we couldn't find the right school there, and immigration questions were also unclear. Um, but Canada was a good choice. It was like an alternative for both my parents and myself. I ended up liking Toronto, especially, and Vancouver. Um, so yeah, it was like a alternative for both of us. And here in Canada, it's easier to get a PR, citizenship than in other countries, like in some countries in Europe or in the United States. The process is easier for international students to get a citizenship.
So what you mean is that you come to the country, you get great education, then you can actually become a citizen of the country, right?
You complete your bachelor, so like any education certificates, and then you do 1 year of job, proper job, full-time job, and then you can apply for your PR. You get your PR, and like if you have been living in Canada for 5 years, you can apply for a citizenship.
Wow. And how far along that journey are you at this moment?
I'm a third year student, so I still need to complete my bachelor's.
And bachelor's is 4 years currently,
Yeah, it's 4 years.
4 years, and then you aim to get a full-time, proper
Yeah,
finance job, and
yeah.
then after that, you are going to get the permanent residence in Canada, and then you can get um, kind of the
Mhm.
next level to get to the next level, right?
Yeah.
Um, which is the citizenship in Canada.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing right now, basically education for you and for your family has been a great investment
Yeah,
because
exactly.
and so it is for other international students just because if you don't follow that path, and if you look at immigration routes uh, after
Mhm.
completing local studies at university, you'll have to invest a lot of money and go through a lot of kind of more investment procedures. Whereas with education, you are actually getting into the country as well as getting educated, getting jobs, getting into the community. And from a community standpoint, so um, did you manage to make friends? How integrated are you currently in the Canadian community, and what's it looking like at this moment in 2024?
Uh, I've actually integrated to a Canadian community because of my school. In my program, there are a lot of international students as well as Canadians. Um, Everyone is super smart and friendly, so I didn't face any challenges meeting with them or any cultural differences that stand out to me. But I mostly talk to post-Soviet countries,
Okay.
like Russians, Ukrainians, Kazakh students are also here. There are a lot of different communities at my university that represent those unions, which is really nice. But I have separate friend groups. Like I have friends from university who are mainly Canadians. Then I have friends who I live with. I'm staying with a Ukrainian roommate, and yeah, mostly talk to the to friends who stay on the campus, because we have similar thoughts, we have similar hobbies, and we both went to the same school. So I kind of sticked to my group that I met at Brimer, and then I also have friends from university that I meet on the lectures and tutorials.
Wow, that's really awesome. I can share, yeah, when I was a student in the UK, I'm still friends with the people I was studying with at school level, and we met yesterday. We're meeting, I think, every day for one way or another, and it's amazing to have a group of friends that you can meet in different parts of the world.
Yeah,
Totally
exactly.
agree. Totally agree about that.
Mhm.
When it comes to finance, so you're studying a finance degree right now. So you went to school. At which point did you understand that finance can be something that is of your interest, and how did you come to that decision?
I would say 11th grade was when I started brainstorming about my career paths. I was trying different courses at Brimer because they do have a lot of opportunities to try all spheres of business. I tried marketing, I tried international business, and then I tried finance one. And I ended up liking finance. I've known for a very long time that I'm good at math, but I didn't know if I want to connect my life with something like finance. But in my 12th grade, I decided to commit to finance. I took a lot of financial courses so that I can apply for a program here at York, because they do have requirements of courses you need to take to apply for a certain program. So in my first year, I was kind of skeptical about taking finance, and I wanted to switch to something more creative like marketing or media communications. But I was looking long term at that time. I knew that there are a lot of financial opportunities available, particularly in Toronto. It's like a financial capital here. So I decided I'm good at it. Why not to try and stick to finance? And here you go. I'm a third year finance student still. And I've already done some internships that are related to this field. And I actually liked it.
Wow, that's awesome. Very well done on choosing this career path. And there is many sides of finance, of course,
Mhm.
as investment banking, VC, PE, M&A, and many other, and consulting, and so many things, so
Mhm.
many ways to look at it. In terms of the internships, that's an interesting thing because when I was at uni, I remember there were two types of students, actually three. One type of student was a student that was doing internships from year one, every you know, always going to career fairs and always going to the careers department and just being being their best at networking and just looking for jobs from day one. There was a second type of student who was, um, you know, getting to the end of towards the end of uni and thinking like, how do I get a job, and and trying to find a solution for that,
Yeah.
which was rather complicated. And the third type of student was probably more like me, who was always thinking, okay, I got some time, I can build a business, and I can just kind of go to different clubs, like entrepreneurship clubs, and just like I have this time, 3 or 4 years, and I can build something, and I can contribute to something, and hopefully find a way to build a business. And all of these paths, of course, can lead to a certain level of success. At the same time, it feels that you are more of a type one when it comes to the preparation and actually trying to get the internships straight away. Because I saw on your LinkedIn profile you're looking for a finance internship for the summer,
Mhm.
and you are kind of very straightforward about it. And what's your approach? Yeah, so the question is, what's your approach towards finding perfect job when it comes to, let's say, internships as well as job moving forward? And what was your internship experience like so far? And what are sort of the career prospects for you moving forward?
Yeah, I truly admit that I'm in search of third year internships right now. It's been hard for me because of the job market that Canada experiences right now. Everyone is currently looking for a job, and like you search for a position, and then there are over 150 applicants for each like low entry position. But my approach is aggressive. Like start early, then network with those people for not just a straightforward email, like I need a referral, please refer me, but like a slow and steady approach. Ask them about their recent project, and then a few weeks later, remind them about yourself with a resume, and then maybe reply to their post, like their posts. That way, you will build a long term relationship with this person. And also, you will get a bunch of helpful tips for your upcoming interview and, and application process. Referrals do help. You can get as many referrals as you can. So, talk to a lot of people. You will get 1 out of 10 replies. It's not like everyone replies, so you should be prepared for that. You should spend at least 2 hours a day for the job search. That's what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't say I'm successful, but I've been talking to a lot of people, and everyone shared their piece of advice, and sometimes it did really help. I'm also enrolled in internship program at my university. They send me a couple of internship opportunities. I apply for where their website, but still I do some networking outside of the university, and I feel like the networking is number one thing right now when it comes to applying for any type of job. And my experience when I first got my finance internship, I was a pricing analyst at CIBC. It was actually in my first year. I didn't expect anything because they were hiring second, third year students. I was like, maybe I should try applying and see how it goes. It actually went well. I got my internship in my first year. I was very impressed, and everyone was impressed as well. But don't be scared to apply to positions that may not be a good fit for you, because sometimes they do make exceptions if you're good and ready to learn.
Wow. And it seems that you got to be super entrepreneurial in order to find
Yeah.
jobs right now. Because what you're describing is like building a business and getting the initial contracts,
Yeah.
either with like people as customers or businesses. And you mentioned like networking, building the relationships. I think these skills, once you actually master them, they become sort of a great foundation for your life as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
Because even if you want to create your own firm and just raise finance or something, you'll probably need to do the same. just you're going to be selling something else. You're not going to be selling like I'm going to work full time at your company. You're going to be selling a project or some idea or some action that you want the people to take. So yeah, these are great skills, and I just wish you, to persevere further and to always test and learn, and that way you'll find, I'm sure, what you're looking for in terms of the perfect position. And I just wanted to also touch base on the university where you're studying at.
Mhm.
So that's York University, and you've been awarded the leadership scholarship, the international UG leadership scholarship there. That means that
Mhm.
50%, as I understand, is covered of your tuition is covered by the scholarship, and
Yeah.
I congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
Uh, and yeah, the question is just how did you do it? Because from our company sort of standpoint, I remember we were working with your family, and we were working on your admission, and then everything was great, and then COVID happened, then the online studies happened,
Mhm.
and then at some point we just received great news that you got the scholarship. So it was not our responsibility, and it was something that you did solely on your own, which was just great news for us at the time. And yeah, so maybe you can tell us how that happened.
It was a long process, actually. I did great academically when I was graduating. I was selected as a valedictorian in my year. So after that, I received an email saying that you can apply for the scholarship. Brimer sent this email to me. And at a time, I didn't know if I'm actually going to York University, but I still applied. There was a requirement of putting your transcript and also writing a motivational letter, which was like 500 words. So I took some time to write a thorough letter why I want the scholarship and why I'm a good fit. And then Brimer sent this letter and my transcript to the university. And a few weeks later, I guess, I received an email saying, "Congratulations, you got the scholarship."
Wow.
What actually got me this scholarship, I would say, is primarily my academics and also my involvement with the school life. I was attending a lot of clubs. I was also um, recorded by Brimer to promote their events. There is a video on the YouTube going somewhere about me talking about my experience in Brimer. So I would say a lot of teachers knew me by my name, by my face, and I guess at some point Brimer thought that I would be a good fit for this scholarship, and they
Wow.
nominated.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. So you've mentioned a couple of pillars of that success, and scholarships. Especially now with high fees at universities, a 50% scholarship um, is a great kind of way to actually study at maybe a university, not a college, and to study it somewhere with a very prestigious university like your university, like you're studying at. And I think one, you said the academic rigor, so there is some sort of KPIs there, and luckily the Canadian or the US or the UK educational system is built on kind of the right pillars and the right foundations as well. So whatever you study, you can actually apply and use it later at university and in life in general.
Mhm.
Second thing, of course, is the networking, and just third is trying different things and showing up different places. I can relate to that. I didn't have any scholarships at university level, but when I came to study to the UK, I became within the first year, I became the second best student at that school, and I didn't do much. So how to say, I was of course studying very well, and just doing my best and being really helpful to other students. And it was the thing why I say that I didn't do much. It was just, it was not a push approach, it was more of a pull approach, meaning that I was just super excited to be there, and it was really fun, and the teachers were nice, and just the
Yeah.
subjects were interesting. And at the same time, there was a guy who was the first at that school, and he managed to do exactly what I did, but also did sports in addition, like did sports very well in addition to um, what I was doing. So that was that was just another tip or trick there, and yeah, it's just probably playing full out when
Yeah,
it comes
absolutely.
to education and just being in the community. That helps.
Mhm.
So since you've been doing so many things, and I'm sure that you said now you have 2 hours that you are investing into job search every day. And then
Mhm.
kudos to you on that. So you're also studying, and I'm sure that you have other hobbies and kind of friends that you meet. So how do you find this balance, and how did you find kind of this balance? How do you manage to fit all of these activities into your day and still stay energetic and just uh, continue to work on what you're working on?
I feel like I just planned thoroughly, so that's why it was easy for me this whole time. I sit every day, not every day, I sit every Sunday in the evening and I write my plans. I also use just a Google Calendar to see what deadlines I have and like what plans I should get out of my way immediately. And then if I see some gaps for the job search, for my hobbies, I just fill it out. And usually there are a lot of gaps. If you know that this task is gonna take you 2 hours, you know for a fact that you need some break for another, and then you can read for this hour. So if you plan accordingly, I would say it's easier to stay on track. And especially right now, since my university is on strike, a lot of courses are
Wow.
actually suspended. Yeah, so I have more time right now. Yeah, so I'm taking this time to catch up on some friends and some hobbies and on the job search.
Wow, wow. Yeah, sometimes universities go on strike,
Yeah.
and as well as other organizations that happens. And awesome advice about the Google Calendar. I
Hmm.
aim to do the same most of the time because, yeah, once you put it in the calendar, it becomes real. It's scheduled. It becomes real, so to say. And that's a great way to manage things, as well as, of course, thinking about the day ahead and just setting the right intentions. That surely helps as well. And yeah, you're doing it at your age and and third year of uni. You're already doing it like super professional. That's awesome. Um, I just yeah, we're nearly approaching half an hour mark for this live. I think we'll speak today for half an hour or so. I just wanted to ask, so what have been the biggest challenges of your life and studies in Canada so far, and how did you manage to overcome them? If there were any challenges, so to say, besides COVID, of course, which was a total disaster in terms of the way things happened for students who are studying offline.
I would say currently my biggest ick is the inability to find a job. I would say I thought that if I'm involved in clubs, that I got my internship in my first year, I would be good to go to get a third year internship. But currently, job market is struggling, so I know that there are a lot of people and students who are looking for internship, and the competition is big currently. So yeah, the first refusal that I got was kind of harsh on me. I was also harsh on myself, pushing myself out of limits. I was trying to go to all the career fairs that were available at that time and all events that the York Finance Club provided to network and get a knowledge of the financial sector. But still, it's very hard to see no's. Thank you for your time, and sometimes you spend a lot of time on the company, reaching out to them, going through 3 rounds of interviews, and you are almost there, but then they say sorry. We decided not to proceed with your candidate. It's just you should be actually nice to yourself, knowing that um, it's maybe not about you. It's more about companies' values and other people doing more networking and more having more referrals. What's in for you is gonna come to you eventually. So just do whatever is needed to get a job, but don't stress out that much. It's not like you're losing something. You're losing $1 million. It's okay for now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Totally agree with you. And that happens to all of us. That
Yeah.
it's best not to take things personally, so to say, because there's personal life and professional life. And even myself as an entrepreneur, I sometimes get some thoughts, yeah, that, oh, I could have done better here or whatever. And then I'm just like
Mhm.
thinking, oh, actually, I'm doing great. I'm doing so much and trying,
Yeah.
how to say, putting so much effort into the day. And that means that the the best results and everything that's going to come. And of course, staying positive pays long term. So
Mhm.
that gives and having the faith in in God and as well as in your own success and the ways that you're going to contribute to the world helps as well because um, it's the opposite of fear, so to say, and then you start to attract opportunities. So yeah, if anyone's watching today and you're in, you have a great finance company or are looking for interns, please reach out to Marina, and especially if you're in Canada, uh, this has to be an offline internship. So I would highly recommend working with her and seeing what she can contribute to your company. So in terms of jobs, I think we discussed it. In terms of the scholarship, really well done there, and in terms of the hobbies and everything. So I'm just curious, kind of what is the outlook in Canada right now? Because I know that a lot of international students came to Canada overall, and we are working in the Indian market, for example. We just see that so many students from India would love to study and live in Canada. So what's the experience like? Kind of, is there space for more international students right now, or kind of what's happening in terms of the whole international student community? What are you seeing from your angle, so to say?
So when it comes to York University, they're always welcoming to international students because they offer a lot of international part-time jobs and also international scholarships. So I would say they're ready to meet and greet international students. Canada in general, um, sometimes they can be strict in terms of immigration questions. I think they raised a requirement for a student to have $20,000 in their bank account to apply for a study permit, which was 10,000 initially. So you have to come to Canada with money and show that you have um, finances in your bank. But in community is very welcoming, I would say. I've never, as an international student myself, I've never seen any hate or discrimination towards international students, especially at my university. I would say there are 60% of international students there, and at Brimer
Wow.
there are also a lot of international students. So I was always boiled in this community, and I would highly recommend to come to Canada if you don't want to feel excluded, because every time you go on streets, you see different districts: Chinatown, Korean town, Italian town, like everything. You will find something for yourself for sure.
Wow. Yeah, that's for sure. That's why a lot of students they love to come to Canada and US and UK and of course Canada. Yeah, we should
Mhm.
not forget about this permanent residence and citizenship for those that actually want to get education and want to contribute to the Canadian economy. I think with
Yeah.
this visa regulations that came in kind of a couple of months ago, people just started to forget about that. But you shouldn't forget because there's still great education and there's still opportunities coming. And about the job market, of course, it comes as we are part, of as a company of more VC world. So we have investors, we are growing, we have a high growth company that is growing internationally. and we see these fluctuations, we see the ups and downs when it comes to the finance sort of world and that angle. And also, of course, in the job market, there are just different times. But if the times are tough, they make really hardworking people, and the hardworking people bring the good times. So that's
Mhm.
that's the reality in which we're in, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy lots of success with your endeavors, and we'll try to help as much as possible as well. And yeah, just want to say thank you to Marina today, because this conversation has been really insightful, and I'm super glad that you've progressed so much. I remember when you first joined Educate Online and you joined Braemar, we straight away saw that you were a very promising student, and but we couldn't even think that you are that promising in terms of the
Thank,
scholarships and everything that you're doing now. So very well done to you, and
thank you.
I just want to wish you all the best, and we'll always be in touch. So please do not hesitate to reach out to any members of our team, including me, and we'll try to help you as much as we can.
Yeah, thank you so
So
much
yeah,
for this conversation. It was nice to reconnect with you.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, let's connect once you get a job, and let's connect once you get a job and you finish uni. And I think if you persevere and you kind of continue doing what you're doing, and of course change the approach if you see that something doesn't work at all, let's say, and apply some flexibility there, I think you will see great results when it comes to the next 2 years or so.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marina. All the best. Cheers. Have a great day.
You too.